Hi folks, Peter Barker here. I'm in the gallery again today, as you can see, using my new fancy gimbal, which is a posh name for a selfie stick which follows you around the room, as you can see. Clever, eh? Looks as though someone else is filming this, but it is just me in here. Anyway, I thought we'd have another look at Nigel Fletcher's solo exhibition. It finishes on Saturday, just 3 more days. So let's have another look round. Okay, starting off in our end window display, there are 3 watercolours of Nigel's. Starting off with this gorgeous little French chateau painting. Isn't that lovely? And this one in the middle, still life, called coffee and cream. And this one, track near Nigel's studio on a farm, track by the silo. Look at the colours in that. You can feel the rust on that silo. And in our middle window, this superb watercolour of some Exmoor ponies. Isn't that great? Look at the manes on these horses, fabulous. And here's one in our other window, the other end of the building. This gorgeous one, track to the chateau. Look at that, just fabulous. This one, row of thatched cottages, so simple, just beautifully painted. This new oak frame. And now inside we're looking at some more watercolours in the rack. 49 paintings altogether, and there are 24 watercolours, I believe. And this one is a lovely one of the New Forest, unframed. All these are. You can choose your own frame, or we've got a fabulous framer in town. Daffodils. Look at that lovely one. Tuscan alleyway. That one, pantile roofs. So simple. And that one, Venice facade with the washing on a line, beautifully painted. And there's a riot of colour, this one. Still life, lots going on. Daffodils and tulips. And this one of my favourites. It's Braille's village, near where Nigel lives. Beautiful handling of the watercolour medium, wet in, wet washes, just ghosts of trees there, sunlit roof on that building, just lovely. Under £200 for that unframed. And there's, that could almost be a Monet watercolour, if such a thing existed. Sunlit reflections, still life of freesias, and another still life. And here's another lovely classical watercolour of a cottage in the New Forest. Just lovely, exquisite treatment of the trees, just so well done. A bit of glare which doesn't help from the lights. Here's another one, the other side of the easel. This one is moored at Porthleven. Look at that, so much detail in that. and great observation of the water, lighter at the top looking away, and then as we look down the water looks much darker because it's not reflecting the sky. Really nice. And that's got a new oak frame moulding on it too. Just to finish off the watercolours, here's a couple of larger ones. This one of New Forest Ponies, and you see the abstract treatment of the trees in the background, but these two ponies in the foreground, this one nearest us drinking, look how beautifully Nigel has painted that horse. You can really feel the contours of the belly. Just excellent painting. 695, an absolute snip with a brand new oak frame on it, and then below that equally brilliant painting of Porthleven. Just exquisite handling. Look at the detail in those boats lying on the mud, all the cars and the rigging from the boats, and that loose treatment of the trees at the back. Didn't want those to compete with the rest. Really excellent painting, again with a new oak frame on it, and that is flanked by these two little watercolours unframed. Isn't that just delicious? Just very simple wintry painting, a cottage, the hedgerow and a shed, just lovely. And this one here, corrugated roofed barn. Isn't that just wonderful? Oh, I love it. Now here's a watercolour I nearly forgot. Workshop Tools. Self-explanatory. Look how well painted that is, a watercolour. Not many artists would tackle that. Isn't that just terrific? Whoops. Excuse the camera work. Pan out and you can see he's got a lovely oak frame again. Wonderful painting. Now I'm going to show you the oils, 25 oils. This first one, Evening Light, and lovely treatment of the sky and these boats in dry dock with the glint of water behind them, shining, the sunlight bouncing off the sea there. Lovely. And this one below, Bend in the River. Simple summery scene, some cattle in the background, and this one, nice bright sunny one of sunflowers, yellow against purple and blue, complementary colours. And here are three more smaller oils. Try and centre it so you can see better. The Repair Yard, Blackshorn, little 8x10, Evening Sky, and those dark sheds set against that sky. And this one, I was with Nigel when he painted this, Farm in Derbyshire, rather reminiscent of the darling buds of May, sort of a farm that time has forgotten as it was way back in the 50s. No modern barns, beautiful, lovely old barns, captured beautifully here by Nigel. And this one below, an old Ferguson tractor, Fergie 35. Those of you, the farming fraternity, and I'm sure will know what the Fergie 35 was. Beautiful rusty old beast. And here's another one of that same farm I showed you just now, Derbyshire farm. Again, Nigel was standing a few yards from where I was. I did almost the same view, a longer panoramic one, and this one is just lovely, really nice. You get that feeling of an old farmyard. Needs to go to live at a farm, I'm sure. Those of you living on a farm, come and buy this beautiful little painting. Now I'm going to show you the paintings on the main wall of the showroom. These are the ones on the top level. This lovely view of Wells next to the sea. Iconic building, lots of people will recognise that. Beautifully painted. And moving along, this sunset one. It's difficult to see this one without glare on it. Lovely sunset painting called A New Day, appropriately enough. Sunrise, not sunset, of course. Pardon me. And this top one, Polperro Harbour, very busy scene, and look how that water at low tide is treated. Lots of texture in that. And over here, let me pan out a little with my joystick. This one, low tide at bottom, evening sky, and over to the right, on Fleur, pardon the glare, beautifully painted sunlit buildings. Now I'm going to go right to left. The middle row of paintings, oil paintings. Dusk over the River Blythe, another one that so many of us artists like to do, is paint looking into the sunlight. You get that dramatic effect, dark silhouettes and singing lights, just like we have here. And look at that orange light of the cabin on the boat there. Lots of paraphernalia on this bottom one, just really beautifully portrayed. Moving over, next one, let me just pan out a little. This one of Mousel, bailing out at Mousel. You'll see the intrepid sailor there is literally what the painting says, bailing out some water out of his boat. Colourful sailboards behind, and those lovely cottages on the harbour front, and somebody just sitting looking out to sea. And over here this quite a large oil painting of Lynmouth. Doesn't that sing? Look at those red buoys, they really pop. Orangey red set against the blue, complementary colours again, beautiful to paint and really sing. Lots of sunlight, deep shadows, cracking painting, and sunlit strips on the cottages in the background. And this one, centre it. Another one looking into the light. Summer evening, West Itchenor. Really fine painting. Sunlight bouncing off the water again. So dramatic lighting. And this one on the end, a little 8x10 called Rusty Tub. Lovely subtle colours of rust and blue and green set against that yellowy orange sky. And down below, the next row, this one, wash day at the farm, breezy day, cloudy. Look at those little jewels of washing hanging in the breeze. Lovely. Now this one. Try and centre it. An abundant crop. Self-explanatory. Lots of apples in the autumn. Down on an allotment, and this one is a wider panoramic view. Get that centred. Rose Bay willow herb, that lovely weed that a lot of people that grows on the hedgerows. Beautiful pink spikes which insects love. Entitled Rose Bay willow herb. What else? And this one, dusk at Porlock Weir, on the north coast of Somerset, looking out to sea. Lovely sunset sky, this one, light bouncing off the boats. And next to that, this one, the hidden hut. Lots of sunlight piercing through autumn leaves. You can just see a figure there walking past those old sheds. Underneath here, I go down on my knees and get this. Whoops. There we are. Marketplace Woodstock. Beautifully depicted. Busy scene. Lots of cars and buildings. Painted on the spot. Finally, this one. Over Downs Farm in Oxfordshire. Very well painted view of a cottage, farmhouse, and the surrounding meadows. Either early morning or evening, I'm not sure which. The light coming from the left. Beautifully done. So that's it, folks. That's all 49 of Nigel's paintings. Hope you'll agree they really are worth seeing in the flesh. If you haven't been down already, please try and get down. I'm here today until 5 o'clock. Jane's in tomorrow, Friday, 11 till 5, and I'm here 11 till 5 on Saturday, the last day. It would be lovely to see if you can get down. If not, all the paintings are online. Just follow the link on the home page. And if you can't, then thank you ever so much for your support over the last year. And we wish you a happy new year. And bye bye for now.